mercies of God and the power of the Almighty. I choose the religion of Israel, that is the religion of Abraham.
So that's how Khazar became known as Jews. That's how Khazar became known as Jews. Remember though, Khazar married Rome.
Yes.
So who are these? Yo, I ain't gonna ruin it. I ain't gonna ruin it. So, we can spend all day in this book, and I have a class specifically on the Khazars because the rabbit hole goes deep, and I got some sources we're gonna bring out. So, the Khazar called their king Kagan, and then Kagan developed into Khazar. Khazar became Caesar. We've been pronouncing Caesar wrong because there's their curriculum. We speak the Latin tongue. So let's pull this up. I'm going to go ahead and pull it up. I thought I had. This is just a snippet from Wikipedia, but you can. Let's go to it. What Denzel told Jake, you been playing this all week? I've been playing this all month. Oh, it's deeper than that, Jake. So, that's when I say their language is filthy and polluted, their tongue is filthy. I'm not being facetious, but it is. So, this is straight off Wikipedia. Julius, we say Caesar, right? Can you start where it says Gaius Julius Caesar?
Yes. Gaius Julius Caesar.
Can y'all see the phonetic in parentheses? Mm-hmm. So the Barbara, what it says here? K-A.
Khazar. Wow.
So his name is not Julius Caesar. Julius is his family name. Caesar or Khazar is the title they adopted. But I'm getting ahead. I like this stuff. I'm getting ahead of myself. Go ahead and read out.
All right. Let me see. Julius Caesar, 12 or 13th of July 100 BC, 15th of March 44 BC, known by his nomen and cognomen.
Filthy tongue people.
Julius Caesar was a populist Roman dictator, politician, military general, and historian who played a critical role in the events that led to the demise of the Roman Republic and the rise of the Roman Empire. He also wrote Latin prose.
In 60 BC?
In 60 BC, Caesar, or Khazar, Crassus, and Pompey formed the first triumvirate, a political alliance that dominated Roman politics for several years. Their attempts to amass power as populars were opposed by the Optimates within the Roman Senate, and among the Cato the Younger, with the frequent support of Cicero. Caesar rose to become one of the most powerful politicians in the Roman Republic through a number of his accomplishments, notably his victory in the Gallic Wars, completed by 51 BC. During this time, Caesar became the Roman general to cross both the English Channel and the Rhine River, when he built a bridge across the Rhine and crossed the Channel to invade Britain.
Again, Zepho invades Britain again.
Caesar's wars extended Rome's territory to Britain and past Gaul. These achievements granted him unmatched military power and threatened to eclipse the standing of Pompey, who realigned himself with the Senate after the death of Crassus.
Okay, you stop there. The later biographies.
The later biographies of Caesar by Suetonius and Plutarch are also major sources. Caesar is considered by many historians to be one of the greatest military commanders in history. His cognomen was subsequently adopted as synonym for emperor, the title Caesar, was used throughout the Roman Empire, giving rise to the modern cognates such as Khazar of Czar.
So us being raised in their curriculum is saying Caesar. That title is Khazar. And they got it from the marriage that the emperors made with Khazaria. They called their kings Khagans, and when the marriage took place, they started calling their presidents by the title Khazar. But we've been saying, because we raised in their filthy schools, we've been saying Caesar. Khazar. So Khazaria married Rome. Rome is running the world. The Khazar Jews are running the world. They're the same nation. They're the same nation. And their descendant blended with Esau. So Esau technically is white now, but you're going to find out something a little bit later. I love this stuff. So, Khazar or Czar. Let me go back to this image, because who else called their leader czars? Anybody know?
Russia. Yeah.
And those Khazarians, we showed you that land, they took over all that. South Russia was Khazaria. So the czars of Russia were originally Khazarians. The rabbit hole goes deep, family. Rabbit hole goes deep. So now we know who Esau is and how he became light-skinned.
That's good, Al. That's good.
All praise. We got a few more facts for you. I told Gene, I said, I got to bring it out. It took me so long to put this stuff together. And I've been sitting on this for years now. Well, it's about 3 years. And when I first came into this full time, I wasn't aggressive, like Esau's white man. Well, yeah, Esau's white. But then when I started digging, something ain't adding up.
Yeah.
So I had to buy these resources.
I know they lies, because I ain't heard nothing about Khazar in college,
So
high school.
Sister Nicola says the czars all over here is where Russia is starting. So Khazaria became the big dog and took over all this. All this. Here's New Rome or Byzantine, marries Khazaria, and Russia, they take all this. We're going to get the history, they even overtake Persia with the help of Esau. With the help of Esau. Is that it? My last. Okay, that's my last. So that was my last slide. So, 2 resources. This is the 13th tribe by author Kessler. He is a Khazar. And he found out. He said, I want to know the truth. I just want to know the truth. Are we Jews or not? He does the research and put his own people on blast. We have no ties to Judea at all. You Google this, he died mysteriously.
They usually do.
That's funny. That's funny. So we're going to read a couple excerpts out of here. And this is a cheap publisher, so the pages are coming out.
Okay.
Pages on here.
All right.
16 and 17. I think I just highlighted them in yellow.
Okay.
16. All these 3 references here. I'm going to read the references out of here.
Okay. Just what you have highlighted?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is actually highlighted on 17. The story of the Khazar Empire, as it slowly emerges from the past, begins to look like the most cruel hoax which history has ever perpetrated.
I'm sorry, y'all. So here's the Black Sea. So the Khazar Empire was up here. This is actually Google Maps. That's why I wanted you to have some real time stuff. So here's Rome. This is old Rome. Byzantine had set up shop over here, I believe. This was New Rome or Byzantine. And here's the Black Sea. Here's the Caspian. All this up here. Let me see. I gotta go out. Oh. Y'all see Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, all these, Ukraine, all this right here was Khazaria. No, I ain't good with this stuff. Oh, messed up.
Can you zoom out?
Minus.
Where is that?
To the right, a little closer to you. Here.
I just want you to have a current point of reference. All right, let's look better. So here's the Black Sea, Kazakhstan. All this right here, because Khazar ruled this, and this pretty much is Russia. All this area here, back in the day, it was all Russia. Amen. Read out.
Right after what you have highlighted?
Just the highlighted portion, second time.
Okay. The story of the Khazar Empire, as it slowly emerges from the past, begins to look like the most cruel hoax which history has ever perpetrated.
These Khazars have fooled the world. That's what he's saying, a hoax.
Their own people believe it.
That's why there's no point.
Yeah.
Those brothers on the street corners, I gotta eat them like Jew. They're beguiled too. You're wasting your time. They think they are, and then it matches scripture. You're going to go against Yah. Yah says, I'm going to provoke a foolish nation to make you jealous. They're foolish for you to be of that skin tone and think you come from Canaan. You're foolish. And I'm not being facetious, but you can't make it in North Carolina in 99. We at the job walking around sunbathing. Y'all squinting. A foolish nation has provoked us to jealousy. So you stand on the corner, I gotta eat my Jew here, and you arguing, he's under the Most High's thumb. You're wasting your time. And nowhere in the scroll it just says to shame them and embarrass them. Let them reign. Mazel tov. It's not my time yet. I was in Staples before we got the printer. I was in Staples getting our prints, and I had my zits on, and one of my medallions, and a Khazarian man was at the register with his little yarmulke on. I seen him soon he came in. I swallowed because I wanted to spit, and I felt myself rising up, and I'm having the whole conversation in my head. He's going to ask me why I got this on, and then I see him trying to pull my zits, and it just went bad.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Father, give me the wisdom to handle this if he approached me. Because he eventually came over to where I was printing, and he didn't see, the woman he's talking to got her back to me, so I could see his eyes. I see his eyes drop down, he see my zits, my zap. So I feel myself nature rising up. I'm like, no, don't do that, just in love. So I'm preparing, but he didn't say nothing. But it's not my job. It's not my job.
Right.
Nowhere in our book says you go out there and tell the naked people. No, mazel tov.
And I think the scriptures show that when, even with Shua, he understood that he was under Roman captivity, and they wanted him to speak out against the government. He wouldn't.
Render unto Caesar what's Caesar.
Yah's, and he knew that it was his father's will for them to be where they were at.
You won't even pay my taxes here. It's not my money. My ancestors back built this money. I don't care. Take your taxes. And then let's read.
Okay. So you just have like partial sentences highlighted. Do you want me to kind of, or do you just want me to read strictly what you have highlighted?
No, let me do this. My notes. Oh no, on the card. The parts is highlighted on the card.
Oh.
So you did the first one. Go to page 25 to 26.
Okay, so this is 25.
Okay.
And you see how you just got like certain parts highlighted. Some of them aren't even.
Yeah, why not? It's sure.
All right. Thus, during the first few decades of the 7th century, just before the Muslim hurricane was unleashed from Arabia, the Middle East was dominated by a triangle of powers: Byzantium, Persia, and the West Turkish Empire. The first two of these have been waging intermittent war against each other for a century, and both seemed on the verge of collapse. In the sequel, Byzantium recovered, but the Persian kingdom was soon to meet its doom. And the Khazars were actually in on the kill.
So he's saying he gave the three world powers: Byzantium or New Rome, Persia, and then the other one, Arabia, the Muslims. He says New Rome recovered because all these nations were about to crumble because war is costly.
Hold on, I'm sorry, I told you wrong. So it was Byzantium, Persia, and West Turkish Empire.
So the three world powers at the time were New Rome or Byzantium, Persia, and West Turkey. War is costly, so he says these nations are about to crumble, but Byzantine, New Rome recovers, and then with the help of Khazar, Byzantium takes Persia. That makes sense when we see the Iranians being fair-skinned. Because when you go back to the lineage where we started with Noah's sons, Persia are related to us. But when you see them, they're wrapped up, but they still are like red. So why y'all so light? Because Khazar helped Rome take over Persia. See how all this lines up? It makes sense. It makes sense. Read.
They were still nominally under the suzerainty of the West Turkish kingdom. I guess that's sovereignty.
Mm-hmm.
Within which they represented the strongest effective force, and to which they were soon to succeed. Accordingly, in 627, the Roman Emperor Heraclius, concluded a military alliance with the Khazars.
Again, another Roman emperor, Heraclius, forms another alliance with the Khazarian Empire. Another Roman Empire, Xephos people, said, I need the Khazarians to take these Persians down. Amen?
Amen.
I think you go to the next one. Now,
Okay.
The point I wanted to make with that one is we got proof, concrete historical proof. Another Roman emperor has said, I got to make an alliance with Khazar. That's how Rome eventually became dark as meat over generations. Now we got the Caucasians.
All right. So this is page 26.
And this book, please get these books on Amazon. I got a new one now. Amazon or thriftbooks.com. These books are going for $6, $10. But if they become popular, y'all know what they do.
Yeah.
They drive hold that book up. I just got for you. The one right here. Arco. No, the Arco divide right here.
Oh, yeah, okay.
This right here, we're going to get into this. I got that off Thrift Books, $6. And it's records from the Vatican. This man went to the Vatican and copied the records, the letters that Pontius Pilate wrote about our king. Our king is not made up. He's a real man that did crucify him. But these books are cheap right now. So thriftbooks.com, amazon.com, you get most of these books less than $10. I'm sorry, Al.
Okay. And I'm just gonna get some context here. Such voluntary homage and important aid were entitled to the warmest acknowledgments, and the emperor, taking off his diadem, placed it on the head of the Turkish prince, whom he saluted with a tender embrace and the appellation of son. So I guess they're just talking about how they married.
So the Roman emperor meets the Kagan or the Khazar and says, here's my diadem, here's my crown. And the Khazar showed him the same love. That's when they formed their alliance. Again, New Rome and Khazar forming an alliance so they could take the rest of the East, Persia, Iran, Iraq. Rome did it with the help of the Khazars, which explains why these Middle Eastern people are, because all these people are dark as me. So, just another fact how the Khazars tied with the bed with Rome.
All right. Eudocia was the only daughter of Heraclius by his first wife. The promise to give her in marriage to the Turk indicates once more the high value set by the Byzantine court on the Khazar alliance.
So the Roman Emperor Heraclius says, I only got one daughter, but you can have her as to solidify our alliance. We just showed you last 2 weeks, all ancient Rome and emperors were dark as me. He gives his only daughter to this Khazar. They're being called Turks too. The term Turk originally was derogatory. It meant barbarian, a nomad, barbarian. Well, if you was a nomad and didn't have land, you was really shunned upon, like us. So Turk was a derogatory term originally. Now it's not. People forget history. So Turk is interchangeable here with Khazar. So this Roman Emperor Heraclius gave his only daughter to the Khazar king.
Right. So the next reference. During his exile in Cherson, Justinian kept plotting to regain his throne. After 3 years, he saw his chances improving when, back in Byzantium, Leonidas was dethroned and also had his nose cut off.
So this one Roman emperor named Justinius comes up. He's so wicked, his own people, the Romans and Byzantines, like, we got to get this poor person out of here. So they chop his nose off and exile him. Now he's in exile. Justinian hears about his predecessor was exiled and took his nose off. So Justinian says, I could take Rome again, or New Rome, Byzantium. Here's my chance to get back on my throne. A Roman emperor wants to take that New Rome or Byzantium. Come. Read how he did it.
Justinian escaped from Cherson into Khazar, ruled town of Doros in Crimea.
Crimea? Where's Crimea at?
Yeah. Yugoslavia, places around there.
So Justinian escapes into Khazar.
Yeah,
Crimea, known to us, is pretty much all the Slavic, Russian.
Yeah.
So here goes this Roman, says, let me run into Khazaria in Crimea, and let me get some backup.
They had a meeting with the Kagan of the Khazars, King Busser or Bazar. The Kagan must have welcomed the opportunity of putting his fingers into the rich pie of Byzantine dynastic policies, for he formed an alliance with Justinian and gave him his sister in marriage.
Here's another alliance. Kagan says, yeah, I would love it. Rome got some power now, because they took us down. They got the Jews, they got our gold from our temple. So, yeah, I love to form an alliance with you and get my hands back into New Rome. Take my daughter. Again, read.
This sister, who was baptized by the name of Theodora and later duly crowned, seems to have been the only decent person in this series of sordid intrigues. And to bear genuine love for her noseless husband, who was still only in his early 30s, the couple and their band of followers are now moved to the town of Phanagoria, the present Taman, on the eastern shore of the Strait of Kerch, which had a Khazar governor. Here they made preparations for the invasion of Byzantium with the aid of the Khazar armies, which King Busar had apparently promised.
Got the last one?
Yeah, that's it.
So, more ancient history.
Page 34.
Page 34.
Okay. And this one is, from the chronological point of view, the next event to be discussed should be the conversion of the Khazars to Judaism around AD 740.
To around AD 740 is when someone first recognized that these Khazarian people started following a loose form of our customs.
Yeah.
Amen? So here's another one. This is facts or facts. And again, this is a Khazarian. His name is Benjamin Friedman, I believe. He does the same thing. And I don't know which one is older. But this man does the same thing. He says, let me research my own history. And he brings it out like, my grandfather, everyone lied to me. I'm not no Semite. I'm a Khazarian, and strangely enough, he didn't make it either. I mean, so to me, when you kill someone, you validate their message.
Yeah.
You killed Dr. King, you validate his message. Malik Shabazz, it would be better. It would be better to leave him alive and just say that he's a fool. It was like, but when you kill him, you validate what he's saying is the truth. So here's another one, facts are facts. And it says, the historic facts reveal